Tweets. So David Kaczynski says, how convenient that atheism happens to be the only belief you can't disprove. Y'all don't have real arguments for your lack of belief.
I don't have to have a real argument for my lack of belief. It's not on me to have an argument for it.
Well, so here's the thing. He's actually got this exactly backwards. Like, atheism is actually the only religious-related belief that can be disproved. And you would do that by proving one of the gods to exist. At least one. Thank you for the 15 bits, Bree. And I got a new hat. God damn it, you guys are going hard on the hats tonight. So, like, literally, atheism is the only religious belief, if you even can call it that, that can be disproved. And you would do it by proving one of the actual religions. But what was really funny about this is that just through my normal scroll, a completely unrelated post from a completely different person, this was the next thing that I saw. It is not necessary to prove God exists in order to prove atheism false.
Yeah.
So like this guy's like, oh yeah, it's impossible to disprove atheism. And this guy's like, actually, we can prove it super easily without even proving God first, even though literally the only claim atheism makes is that there is no God. And that's if you go with positive atheism.
God, people are... I'm so... You know what's so tiring? Not the me yawning. That's me actually being tired. But no, the part that's tiring about this is that we've been having this same goddamn conversation for a decade. And it hasn't changed.
Yeah, well, that's because they refuse to listen to us when we say that it doesn't matter how you define atheism for a philosophical debate. We're not in a philosophical debate. We're in the real world having real conversations. So what matters is what we mean when we say the word. And what I mean when I say the word is that when you say there's a God, I say, I don't believe it until you show me evidence that will convince me.
It's just, I'm tired of that conversation. I'm very tired of that conversation because I feel like the conversation begins and ends with, do you believe? No? Okay, have a nice day.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, even if they win their stupid little definition fight, but like, oh, atheism actually does carry the burden of proof. Okay, you win. I agree. Atheism carries the burden of proof. I'm an agnostic now. None of my beliefs have changed. What was the point in that conversation? What was the point in that argument? What was the practical outcome of that? I used a slightly different word. Like, why is that your hill to die on? Is that your hill to die on because you don't actually have evidence for God, so you just have to make it look like you have more than you do by undermining useless points that don't matter?
That's the thing. So, when I cared more about philosophy, and by philosophy, I mean, like, the debate bro culture stuff, not actually giving a shit about thinking about how to think, because that's philosophy supposed to be just thinking about how to think. That's all it is. It's love of knowledge. Important,
but philosophy is also a pain in the ass and stupid and bullshit.
So, like, is it the foundation for mathematics? Yes. Is it the foundation for the sciences? Yes. We can accept, though, that all of those things have had that as a foundation, but if you just stay at that foundation, you don't actually get answers. Like, the funniest fucking thing about philosophy is the one thing it can't do is answer a question positively.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what it's equipped to do. It is there to sharpen your ability to think, and that's fine, but people don't treat it that way. People love it. It is the love of the forever argument. Because if people can keep you in the forever fucking argument and waste your fucking time forever, then they get to win. That's their thing. And I'm tired of the forever argument. When it comes to trans rights, I just want to say, I accept what the scientists and the experts in the field have said, and you're dumb for not doing the same thing. When it comes to the God thing, I don't believe in it. They don't give a shit. That should be where those end.
Yeah, and then there's that Cameron Bertuzzi arguments are evidence thing. Like, no, they're not. It's like, philosophers are still arguing over the same questions that they've been arguing for thousands of years.
Because it's a conversation that will never end.
And the points on both sides have remained largely unchanged for those thousands of years.
Every single person embroiled in that argument jacks off to Sisyphus. Every fucking one of them.
But he's pretty hot. Like, he's toned from lifting that boulder over and over again.
Yeah, but there is no end to that mountain.
That's why he's in such good shape.
They're gonna keep going.
Backing off to. Oh. Now, did you mean the double entendre with the Jack JAQ?
No, I didn't.
Because that does work there.
Because that's also a forever conversation.
Next one, we got Eric Hovind, who posts this meme saying, make it make sense. The meme says, atheists love telling you reading the Bible cover to cover, LOL, is what made them an atheist. But as soon as you suggest giving a Bible to every public school student, they nearly have an aneurysm.
Right, because there's a difference between me consenting to reading it and you using it as an indoctrination device.
Ooh, you figured it out.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not hard to figure that one out. There's a different, okay, it's like saying, oh, you love using a chainsaw when you're cutting down a tree, but you don't like us handing them to children? You have an aneurysm. Yeah, no fucking duh. I think there are some tools that don't need to be handed into somebody's hands when they are not equipped for it.
Also,
I'm perfectly fine with accepting that.
If there was a secular book that had stories about people chopping up their prostitutes and mailing their body parts to all the corners of the nation they lived in to start a genocidal war that ended with another genocide and then capturing a bunch of women and forcing them into sex slavery, even if that was just a story of a thing that happened and not saying this is a good thing, they would have massive problems giving that book to kids. And yet, that is a Bible story. That is the Levite and his concubine. And the defense for that one is usually that, like, oh, well, it's not saying that God condones that. That's just saying a thing that happened. It's just recording history.
It's just a thing that happened, that God wiped out the planet with a flood.
Yeah, but there's also several spots in the story where it's like, and they went and asked of the Lord, and the Lord told them to do this. If the Lord did not condone it, he wouldn't have told them to do it. And you believe this book is inerrant, so if it says that they asked the Lord and the Lord told them to, then that means that he did. So that means he condoned it. Unless you're saying that this is one of those instances where the Lord lied to these people so that they would do bad things so that the Lord would then have an excuse to punish him, which is another thing that the Lord is on record as having done. Yeah.
It's only a thing God commanded, after all. He never said it was good.
I mean, so I'll make a deal with Eric. We can give the Bibles to school children, but we have to read it to them cover to cover. Make sure that it is read cover to cover. No censoring. Full context of everything. Same thing that made the people atheists that you're laughing at. And if you would say, no, we can't expose the children to that, then maybe you understand our point. You think I should read my kid in grade 2, the Levite and his concubine story?
No.
I think you'd get a kick out of it, which is actually kind of scary.
That's... You sound like my drama teacher now, where they recommended me watch the Reefer Madness musical specifically because you're fucked up enough for this.
So I had a moment today where my partner sent me... she saw an Instagram reel or something that was talking about, like, oh, here's this Christian movie that's like a Christian version of 50 Shades of Grey. And then she took a screenshot of me, she showed it to me, and was like, oh, is this one that you would like to watch? And I just look at it and I'm like, I've seen that one already. Do you want to watch it? Because it's something. I wouldn't necessarily call it the Christian 50 Shades. Jassa got it, old-fashioned. I was going to say I wouldn't necessarily call it Christian 50 Shades of Grey, but I see how they made that connection.
I mean, that sounds funny as hell.
It's a romance that is styled around trying to make the Billy Graham rules seem romantic and desirable. So like I won't let you in my house because I'm not allowed to be in the room with you alone. Like that sort of thing. It's so bad. He's such a bad person.
Old Gus says, so what you're saying is we need a manga of the fucked up stories that secretly come from the Bible? I mean, yeah, I'm sure we've gotten that a handful of times, actually.
It's One Piece. I don't actually know if that's...
No, I mean,
I just know that One Piece is long enough that there is a good likelihood that they have done something like that at least once. So I was just
One Piece is longer than the Bible, but...
Yeah, obviously.
Like, One Piece is 1,100 something chapters right now? Something like that. And a chapter in... Like, a book in the Bible is equivalent to a chapter in one... Or a few chapters in One Piece.
Wait, what's named after a slang term for a hand job?
The One Piece? No?
No, I don't think. I'm confused. I need update. I need to know what the slang for hand job is. I need to know all the slangs for hand job.
An old-fashioned?
An old-fashioned is a slang for a hand job? Like, I know it's a drink.
I didn't know that old-fashioned was a way to say a hand job. Huh.
I call it starting a fire.
That means that you didn't lubricate properly. Hey, you made it to the end. I want to give an extra thanks to the patrons who allow me to do this full time. I want to thank Aaron Rail, Astral, Britzkrieg, Jemshin, Poundini, Red Joker, Victoria, Jonas, Craig, Tarika, Fireshard, Smiling GM, John, Dren Hadamada, Creeper, Sagitta, you know I'm not saying that last part, Sylvie Snow, Valis of Seraph, Ottoman Angel, Rooster Rachel, and Fire Panda, who are all my $20 and up patrons.